Today, Johnny Briquette's going to show you how to cook up the most easiest smoked butt pork recipe you've ever seen. Now today we got about an 8-pound pork butt, otherwise known as a Boston butt. Plenty of fat, plenty of marbling. First thing we're going to do is we're going to smell our meat. Because sometimes you don't know about those cheap butchers. They may put a cell out and put the old stuff up front. So you want to smell your meat to make sure your meat's good. The next thing we want to do is dry off our meat with a paper towel. You never want to wash your meat in the sink. You just want to dry it off. Get all that liquid off of it. Next thing we're going to do, for all you keyboard cooks out there, we're going to cut the fat cap right off the top of this pork butt. Now a lot of people are going to say, you're cutting all the flavor off of it. No, we're making it nice and good. Because today we're cooking on a pellet smoker. And on a pellet smoker, that's indirect heat. We don't want all that fat. We want to get down to the meat. Now sometimes right here you got a bone spur. You want to cut this piece out. And then you just want to check and see if there's any other bone cartilage or anything that they missed. And get rid of that. And then you got a nice even pork butt. We're going to do it simple today. We're only going to use 2 seasonings. You can use 1 season. We're going to use the Heavy Smoke Royal Champion White Label, and we're going to use the Hustle Dust. Now the only thing you want to do, you want to come across here with a nice even coat. Not got to be too heavy, depending on what your rub content is. If it's salt or if it's sugar. If you cook with it long enough, you'll understand it and you'll know what it is. Just want a nice even base coat. And then we're going to come back with this Hustle Dust. We've been using it for a long time. You're going to lay it on there thick. It's going to give good color, good flavor. It's going to help set the moisture in the meat. You want to get all sides. See how that Hustle Dust just flows out of there nice and even? Alright. So once you got your seasoning on, you can either let this set for a few minutes, let it soak in, but the way Johnny likes to do it, he likes to take it directly to the smoker, just the way it is, and let the smoker set the bark. Now we got the pork butt seasoned up. We're going to place it on the grill. We want to start the grill out between 225 to 230. If you can't hit 230, go 235, maybe 240. Through the process, we're going to bump it up as we go. We're going to put this pork butt on. We're not going to open the door for 4 hours. And it's going to be some good eating when we're done. Butt's been on for 4 hours. We're fixing to check it. We're going to open up the smoker, see what it looks like. Right now this butt should be somewhere between 160 to 165. The bark is starting to be set on it. The fat is starting to sweat out. If your butt does not look like this, you want to leave it on a little bit longer, turn the heat up to it to get this bark set and get the meat fat to start sweating in. 15 more minutes and we're going to wrap this butt. Okay, we have pulled this butt off the smoker. Right now it should be anywhere between 155 to 165. We'll temp it. I cook by touch, feel, and smell. That way it gives you some kind of a reference. It's 150 right in there. It's 162 right there. What you want to do, you want to wrap the color. This is the color that you want. You don't want to wrap the bark. 175, 180, the darker, you're going to lose all your internal juices, which is your flavor. Which is why we cook the fat cap off, to get more seasoning on top and all 4 sides and get more flavor running throughout the meat. So we're going to do a wrap process now to finish off the butt, but also preserve the juices that's inside of it. This is the color that you want as long as your bark is set. You can go a little bit longer, but I like to wrap a little bit earlier to save the juices. Now in this step, the only thing we're going to do, we're going to wrap with 2 pieces of aluminum foil, and that's it. We're not adding anything. We're going to wrap over the top. Going to come back and wrap it the other way. And at this point, you can either place it in a pan in case you're worried about losing your juices, or you can set it right back on the smoker like this. Once we set this back on the smoker, we're going to turn the smoker up to 275. It's no longer going to take smoke. We're looking for heat. 275 until she's probe tender and ready to pull. We've taken the butt off the smoker. It should be somewhere between 195 to 205, depending on how it feels. I like to feel it. When it feels soft, that's the time to pull for me. You can leave it in the pan, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another piece of aluminum foil on it. I'm just going to wrap it up. I'm going to set it in the bottom of a cooler just like this. I'm going to take a moving blanket, a towel, anything you want to do. Just throw it right on top of it, and I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to let this breathe. If you got a regular cooler, it may not be too bad. You can come by, you can burp it. But I'm going to leave it in there for at least 2 to 4 hours. Now don't shortcut this process. This is going to change everything. You want at least 2 hours of rest time on this butt before you eat it. Alright, we got the pork butt out of the cooler. It's been resting for 4 hours. What we're going to do, we're going to open it up. We're going to drain the juices that's inside. You put it in a pan, you put it in the cooler, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to flip the pork butt over. I'm just using the food serving tray. It works best for me. You can use on aluminum foil, flat, whatever you want to do. But the bones should come right out. Meat should come right off. You're going to be able to yield 90% of this butt, almost 99% of this butt. There'll be a little bit of fat we're going to get out, and that'll be about it. Stuff like this. Right down in the middle. It's got that fat pocket that you can't trim out. You can use a meat chopper. You can use a cleaver. I just use my hands. If you want to chop it up, you can. If you want to pull it, you can. Mostly I just go through there and get whatever fat pieces I can out. I kind of like to leave it a little bit big. Some fine, some big. But then what you want to do, just break it up. Get it out even on the border, whatever you got. Just take you some salt. And just hit it. And we're going to throw that right back in that pan with that juice. Alright, for some reason that clip fell off, but what I did, I put the juice, or the meat, into the juice, and then just mix it up, add a little bit more salt to it, and then it was ready to go. Basically, you're just going to have a pork that's ready to eat. Should have good moisture. Should be able to make it into a ball like that, no problem, and still be pulled apart tender. Should have plenty of moisture in it. But that's a simple, easy pork butt recipe that you can share with your family. Easy, don't take much time to do if you're in the yard playing with the kids or whatever's going on. So, easy pork butt recipe.